15 minutes after the hour, we are 15 minutes away from opening the grain and livestock trade on this crop report Tuesday. Mark Oppel, thanks for joining us, whether watching RFD-TV, tuning in on Rural Radio, channel 147 on Sirius XM. And again, trade may be a little quiet ahead of the crop report. Let's check in with our good friend Rich Nelson from Allendale. Rich, I'm sure, like you said, everybody there sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for the numbers coming out here at noon Eastern time.
That sure is right. Big day for us and big day for the trade. And combined with all these big issues we have going on, well, weather issues. You know, we heard just the segment just before, all these concerns right now about good rains in the Midwest. So we have ideas of, yes, a higher stocks number plugged in for today, but heck, we might have maybe some overriding issues to look at for the big picture here.
Let's take a look. We had our first look, USDA giving us the second weekly progress report, but the first time that they included corn planting. We take a broad brush look at all the crops in here, Rich. Corn at 3% is right on schedule. We were reading a lot of folks were thinking maybe 5 or 6%. What did the folks at Allendale think about what the first number might be?
For the most part, we are actually looking for about 4% done, which was actually less than what some of the early discussions on these numbers were. So, yes, we will say for the most part, still starting out early in the season. Not a big, scary issue here yet, but right. I think next week's and the week after will be the big deal for us.
Very good. 6% cotton, 6% complete. That's right on schedule as well. Grain sorghum, 18%. That's a little ahead of schedule. Normally, a 5-year average is 15. Rice at 31%. Again, that's ahead of schedule. Oats seeding at 33%. That's a little behind schedule here. According to USDA, the average is 41.
That sure is right. You know, as far as the states which were maybe a little behind, looks like of all things we saw some slower than normal progress here for Nebraska. And I believe, if I remember right, Pennsylvania was also, it was South Dakota was the group who was a little behind too. So these northern plain states have a little trouble here for the early planting season right now.
I'll go back to the progress or the crop report here, and you've already talked about and touching on those stocks numbers. South American production, I'm not sure they're showing a number that the trade, I don't know, there's going to be a trade number that will actually shock the trade when you're talking about 110, but a lot of estimates for Brazil are over 111 now.
That sure is right. In fact, we see here just this morning, CONAB, the Brazilian government agency, they actually raised their own estimate up, I believe, from, what would they have, in fact, before? Here it is, 107.6. Now they're at 110.2. So they are agreeing with what all the private discussions are right now.
But a lot of this already factored in, would you say, for the most part? I mean, even if we get 110.5 or 111, that it's pretty well priced in the soybean market now, or no?
Yes, in the trade's mindset, that's true. And also from our own work on detailed price projections and such, we know that as we get into mid-April and certainly by May, new crop fundamentals are actually driving price, even old crop price as well.
And Rob, upstairs, if we can go to the winter wheat Great Plains, the individual states, I want to ask Rich about this. Rich, we did get our second really good look at winter wheat conditions here, and they're showing improvement really across the board in all these states, from Texas all the way to South Dakota.
That sure is right. And you look at even the top state as far as winter wheat, and that's Kansas. These guys are at 48%. Compared with most of their neighbors, they're actually a little behind. So for the most part, this is an okay crop right now. Certainly not last year's record in terms of yield, but in terms of crop sizes, this one's going to be a good average crop, maybe a little better.
Very good. Rich, thanks for the time to leading off here this morning, and we all wait for that crop report. We'll talk to you in the morning.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich Nelson from Allendale. Take a break, come back, check in with another good friend of ours, Ed Serwin, and the box beef trade, or the cattle trade, I should say, reviewing last week's cattle trade after this.